What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the FPL video. My name is Mo and this is my channel FPL Inklink, where I'll be bringing you the content for FPL for this season 2021-2022. So what's today's video all about? So today I'll be going through the players for game week 2 that you should pick, you should watch, and you should maybe avoid if you are looking to get the best results for game week 2. So how was game week 1 for you guys? So my score was on the screen itself. I was pretty content with myself, but do you know what, guys? Let's go through some people and some players that you guys should be watching, avoiding, or maybe even selecting to make sure you get a good rank for game week 2. So before we begin and I get stuck into the players that I'm going to be talking about, hit that like button if you like this video and hit the subscribe button to subscribe to FPL Inklink. So who do we have at number 1? So I have chosen, obviously, the king of the week, Bruno Fernandes. So the highest scoring player with a hat-trick, 20 points. So wow, what a start by him. Why you should be thinking of picking him. You know, the game week itself went well for him. For game week 2, again, a very good fixture for him in terms of difficulty. He's got Southampton away at St Mary's. So last season, United overturned a scoreline where they were losing at half-time to able to win the game at 3-2. So what does it mean for him? He's got 3 goals. He got forward, he got into the right positions. Potentially Cavani could be back, Martial could be featuring in. So there's some strength coming in. Obviously Varane will be defensively involved as well, but that may not impact his kind of overall attacking progress. However, he could get like a through ball like Lindelof gave him via Varane. You never know. So let's see what we can actually do. Defensively, Southampton looked absolutely terrible and very vulnerable. So there is going to be a good chance that he can go big again. Could be a captaincy option as well. He's the most owned player in terms of FPL ownership at the moment at 56% as a midfielder. So maybe he's the right man for the captaincy armband. So that's someone you guys should be looking to pick into your squads just based on, you know, his form currently from game week 1 and the fixture that he's playing in this game week 2. At number 2, a player that I think everyone should be picking for those managers who don't have Mo Salah in their squad. I think it's time to bring him in, guys. If you haven't got him in, I think it's time to get him in right now. And the reason why, 17 points in game week 1. Again, like Bruno, has scored big as a premium, so it's kind of justified his price immediately. What will he bring to the game in game week 2? So a game week fixture at home. So the first game back at Anfield for this season with the home fans, and they'll be playing Burnley. Now, no disrespect to Burnley, they're a great football team, but you know, with the whole atmosphere, the current form, Salah's got a point to prove. The guy wants to win the Golden Boot again. He's going to be there in or around, and Liverpool get a big scoreline. I assure you, there will be somewhere he will contribute in terms of an assist or a goal, or many, or multiple of goal assist returns for himself. So that's why I'm saying, you know, if you have in your team, keep it. It's great. If you haven't got him, make sure you look to get him picked and bring him into your squad. And the next player I want you guys to certainly be thinking of picking for game week 2 is Son. Now, I chose him in game week 1. I've always said he's had a good record against Manchester City, and he's proved that once again. His 4th goal against them in all competitions, including Champions League as well. So he got a goal, got the man of the match performance, and he got 10 points for last game week, which was game week 1. What does he have in game week 2? He's got Wolves away, which I think is a very, very favourable fixture. He might even be a contender for captaincy as well, because players have looked at him. So what does he bring to the table? He's playing up front. Well, not really up front, but he's one of the most forward-playing player in the game against Manchester City. Likes to hit the teams on the run. You know, that's how Spurs are going to be playing. He's probably going to be on penalties as well. He can score from inside the box, outside the box. He can deliver a good cross, good free kicks. The guy's pretty much everywhere, and he's going to be a very focal point of Spurs attacking returns this season. And there's no reason why, you know, they can actually take it to another level rather than just having 1-0. They could have scored more goals against Manchester City. However, he will get some more chances and potentially could be a great candidate of captaincy and getting big returns for you from a differential aspect and generally in terms of form-wise as well. So those are the players that I've identified that you must be picking for game week 2. And now we'll move on to players that you should actually look to have on your watch list, or you should be watching for game week 2. So at number 1, we'll pick Said Benrahma. So Benrahma, again, my preseason videos, my only concern about him was the the amount of minutes he got under Moyes last season. He's got off to a good start, 12 points respectively against Newcastle, got a goal and an assist, and he got 2 bonus points for that as well. So why I think you should be watching him, he's got into some good form. They've got Leicester at home. It's got a difficulty of 4 on there. It's not going to be an easy game for West Ham by any stretch of the imagination, but that's probably more from a defensive aspect. However, from an offensive aspect, if they continue to play like they played in game week 1, with the same mindset of being aggressive, and despite going behind, they still came back and won the game itself. And he really played a vital part in them getting that result. There's no reason why, he can't replicate that performance again. There will be moments in the season where he won't fire, he will be blank. But, based on the current form and the fixture that's coming along, I don't think Leicester's too much of a bad game to play early on in the season. But we'll just have to wait and see. And even the games after, there's quite some really good fixtures coming up for him. So that's why it's worth watching him, because if he does perform well, you can get him in now. If not, definitely for the Crystal Palace and Southampton games that will follow soon after. The next player is from the same squad, again for the fixtures reasons as well. He got 13 points. One of the players of the week itself, Mikel Antonio, missed a penalty as well, to be fair. That could have been so much higher if he'd scored that. 3 bonus points with a goal and 2 assists. Could have been 2 goals, 2 assists. But yet again, this guy shows why he's so amazing in terms of an FPL perspective when he is fully fit and playing. When he is running on the game, on the pitch, you are thinking, please don't pull a hamstring or any other muscle, because, you are that vital to FPL managers and West Ham themselves. So the fixtures, again, look fairly decent in terms of returns. And, I don't think he'll be taking any more penalties. There are other players on the pitch that can take on that responsibility. However, he's still going to be in and around the box. Very good chance of him setting up a goal or actually scoring it himself. So worthwhile keeping an eye on him. 7.5 mil, not a bad price whatsoever. And he's got some decent ownership of around 26% as well. So certainly keep him on your watch list, guys, because this guy knows how to play the game and actually rewards managers for taking, faith in him and selecting him in their squads. At number 3, we'll be picking Richarlison. So he's gone up in price, 7.6 mil, ownership of 14% already, 1 goal, 1 assist, 11 points with 3 bonus points in game week 1 against Southampton. Despite going 1-0 down early, they came back and they performed extremely well. They got Leeds next week, so Leeds don't have the best defensive record in the league. They've just been beaten 5-1, so maybe that might be a really good opportunity for him to carry on his good form and potentially get some more points as well. He's on penalties as well, guys, for Everton as well, so potentially could be another good week. And followed by Brighton the week after, Burnley at home, Aston Villa, Norwich. So they've got one of the best fixtures in the first part of the season anyway, so it might be worth considering bringing him in. He's half a mil cheaper as well than Calvert-Lewin, so it's not a bad option, especially considering if he's on set pieces such as penalties as well. The last player, but not least, that I think you should be watching for this game week, and I watched him play live on TV, which was Brian Mbembo. So he's listed as a midfielder, but however, he was practically a forward along with Ivan Toney in terms of where he was playing on the pitch. He only got 3 points, but personally, I saw a lot from him where I generally thought, he's on my watch list. This is why I put him in the watch category. So these are the players that I am watching, but this guy definitely is on my watch list at the moment. 5.5 mil, he could actually get some really crucial goals. He might actually turn out to be the next kind of Souček from last season, or let's say a Stuart Dallas who played in midfield, or Lundstrom the season before. So definitely keep him in mind. He might be kind of like one of those gems that we haven't discovered just yet, but he could come big and he can come good. And in terms of fixtures itself, they're not bad whatsoever. So Crystal Palace this game week, followed by Aston Villa, Brighton and Wolves before they hit their difficult run in game week 6 from Liverpool all the way down to Leicester. So keep him on your watch list, guys. If you're going to bring him in, he's only owned by 1% of managers. So if he does get a big score, differential wise, that would definitely boost your overall ranking. Now moving on to the players to avoid for game week 2, guys. These guys can score big, so it might come back to bite me, but there are some players based on form from the first game and fixtures potentially for game week 2 is a reason why I have come over and come to this decision of not choosing him for this game week at present. So first one is Smith Rowe. Yes, he's playing number 10 for Arsenal. Is he the best number 10 position player in the league in FPL perspective right now? Yes, he's 5.5 mil in price. I don't think so. I don't really see that much spark from him from an FPL perspective where I thought, you know what, I have to get him in. So I'm pretty much saying avoid him, at least for this game week and potentially definitely the week after. So they've got Chelsea and Manchester City. You know, from based on their performance from the game week 1, I don't expect them to get much from those 2 games. But, you know, if you can get a goal or 2 or an assist, that would be incredible. But for me personally, I just didn't see that creativity from Arsenal at all. Fingers crossed it can improve, but for me, I'd look to avoid him for game week 2 in terms of bringing him in. I wouldn't take a hit for him either, so that's why he's in my avoid category for this game week. The next player for me to avoid is going to be Ilkay Gundogan. So he's got a shoulder injury. He says 75% chance of playing. I think it's going to be much lower than that because I think it's a bit more severe than what is originally anticipated. Got 2 points, 7.5 million price. A lot of people were thinking he's going to be playing for a lot longer in the so-called De Bruyne position that he played last season. But KDB's recovered a lot sooner than what most managers or FPL managers originally anticipated. So he's out anyway. So you probably won't be playing this game week against Norwich. So personally for me, I'd avoid him if you haven't got him in your squad. And if you have, potentially it might be worth considering going for an alternative 7.5 who have better fixtures and will be playing. So like Greenwood, Mason Mount, Diego Jota. These are players that are worth considering for that position. The next player that I want to go through, who I would say potentially look to avoid this week, is Trevor Chalobah. Now he did score in this game against Crystal Palace in game week 1. However, the next game week, you know, I should expect more of the first team players for Chelsea to be back in their squad. Arsenal and Liverpool are the next 2 games. So even if they weren't returning and he was playing, I personally would say, you know, it might not be the right time to bring him in. I personally would avoid him for those 2 games as well. But if he does get a consistent run and he starts performing, maybe from game week 7, it might be worth considering bringing him in. But for now, for me, he's going to be a player that I look to avoid bringing in at this point in the FPL campaign in game week 2. So that's the list, guys, for the players that I want you guys to pick, potentially be watching to bring into this game week or the game week after. And I've got some players on the list that I want you guys to think about definitely avoiding or not taking any hits for this game week 2, because it is already a tight season. Everyone's so close to each other. It's not a time to be making decisions which will cost you potentially in the long run for your overall ranking. So let me know what your thoughts were, guys. Hit that like button, drop me comments on down below. Let me know who you're looking at, who you're looking to avoid or bringing in, or you're watching for game weeks ahead. In addition, if you haven't hit the subscribe button, hit that subscribe button. Be part of the FPL Inklink family. Help me get to that 1k subscribers mark and join the league, guys. The code's on the screen. Let's have a great season, and I wish you guys all the best for game week 2. Till then, I hope you take care and look forward for some more content on FPL Inklink.